Good morning, guys. So today we're still talking about Navajo code talkers. Who remembers what a Navajo code talker is? Harlow, what was a Navajo code talker? Do you remember? How do they talk? Do they talk normal words? What do they talk? Secret words, right? Yes. And why did they talk with secret words, Bella?
Because they don't want people to hear their language.
Their conversations, right? So, what kind of words did they use instead of English words? Christopher? So instead of tank, what did they use for tank? Do you remember? No. Clinton?
Spanish?
No, you're close though. Omar, do you remember? It's not Spanish.
African?
No, that's not it.
English?
Aaliyah?
It's fine. I want to say.
Huh?
She said Chinese.
No, that's not it. So it's Navajo. So Navajoan. So that remember they are American Indians, right? They use the Navajo word for turtle instead of tank. So they use secret words in the Navajo language, so that way the enemy that they were fighting against could not hear their conversations, because they have special agents that can actually sneak over and listen to people's conversations, and then they get to know the trick of how their strategies on how they're going to take over or beat them. So now we're going to continue with the Navajo code talkers. So we're going to go into activities. Then we're going to Thursday, where it says Navajo code talkers video and question. So you're going to click right here. Actually, we're going to watch it together. So that way, if anybody video is not working, like the link button's not working, then we're able to watch it all together. Okay?
I can learn too.
Yes, you can learn too, because you weren't here. You're going to have to wait, Mackenzie. We have to wait till after our lesson. All right, so we're going to come over here. Let me make sure that our volume is up.
How can they take a picture of the Navajo code talkers and send it on TikTok?
Nope, we're going to keep them like this. So we're going to listen. It's about 10 minutes, okay? So this is the language. It's kind of spooky a little bit. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be about nature. So I'm going to read what it says here. It says, "We, the Navajo people, were very fortunate to contribute our language as a code for our country's victory. For this, I strongly recommend that we teach our children the language our ancestors were blessed with at the beginning of the time. It is very sacred and represents the power of life." So it's a very wise language. It does sound creepy, but it shouldn't last for long, okay? He's singing. So remember, like Pocahontas? This is like her culture too. So this is their songs. So it says, "Our heroes." It says, "Our heroes, the Navajo code talkers." So it's the United States Marine Corps. Mm-hmm. This is the actual place where they have the monument, which is the statue that honors the Navajo code talkers. So let's listen.
And where we're using their native language, they relayed secret messages that turn the course of battle. At home, they carried for decades the secret of their own heroism. Today, we give these exceptional Marines the recognition they earned so long ago. I want to thank the Congress for inviting me here, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank Senators Campbell, Bingaman, and Johnson, Congressman Udall for their leadership. I want to thank Sergeant Major McMichael, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
The gentlemen with us, John Brown, Chester Nez, Lloyd Oliver, Alan Dale June, Joe Palmer, represented by his son Kermit, are the last of the original Navajo code talkers. In presenting gold medals to each of them, the Congress recognizes their individual service.
So this is the gold medal that the president honored the Navajo and code talkers.
Silver medals, we also honor the dozens.
So that is the gold medal right there. Gold.
With all these honors, Americans pays tribute to the tradition
So these are the Navajo code talkers right here.
that produced such men like Navajo.
Some of them might have passed away.
This was done to tell of American rise as a nation. Among them were
Mm-hmm.
the first Europeans to reach the coast, the first
Exactly. Some of them might be. So let's listen.
They're depicted in the background as if extras in the story. Yet their own presence here in America predates all human record. Before others arrived, the story was told. Today we mark a moment of shared
We're going to listen.
and shared victory.
So these are some of the Navajo code talkers now. Mm-hmm. Some of them passed away already. Mm-hmm. Because they were old already. Mm-hmm.
Messages traveling by field radio and the the very language heard across the Colorado Plateau centuries ago. Above all is the story of young Navajos who brought honor to their nation and victory to their country. Some of the code talkers were very young, like Albert Smith, who joined the Marines at 15.
Wow.
In order to enlist, he said I had to advance my age a little bit. At least one code talker was over age, so he claimed to be younger in order to serve. On active duty, their value was so great, and their orders so sensitive, they were closely guarded. At war's end, some 400 Navajos had served as code talkers. 13 were killed in action.
It's 400 men.
Their names
Mm-hmm.
were today's regardless of circumstances,
It's all 400.
they came forward to serve America. The
Mm-hmm.
Navajo code itself provides part of the reason. Late in his life, Albert Smith explained, the code word for America was our mother. Our mother stood for freedom, our religion, our ways of life. And that's why we went in.
Mm-hmm. And grandkids, yeah. I'm sure they taught them. That's a good question. They did teach them their language. They want to keep teaching them their language so that it passes on generation to generation. So this is the Medal of Honor. That's the highest honor you can get from a president or in the Army or Marines.
A tradition found full expression in code those absent and those with us today.
All right. So, it goes on for about 4 more minutes, but this is just to show you that we have honored the Navajo code talkers, because back then they didn't really get the recognition, and so now we want to make it right and notice that there's a different culture out there that really helped our United States of America become what it is to be free. And so we honored the Navajo code talkers with that gold medal. And the president that's talking is a president from the past. You remember his name is George Bush. And so President George Bush honored the Navajo code talkers with that huge statue in Arizona, but he also gave him that gold medal. Remember that gold medal we saw at the very beginning of the video? So they also got that medal and the highest honor star gold medal too, because they dedicated their lives and they risked their lives to protect our country. And that's something that's very, very, very honorable for them to do. Just like the WASPs, remember the Women's Air Force Service pilots? They risked their lives also for our country, so they can protect us and give us a free country to live in. So, with that being said, I'm going to show you in Seesaw what you're going to do. It is a little sad, but it's part of our country, so we should be happy, right? So here's actually President George Bush giving some of the Navajo code talkers the gold medal. So this was our president in the past. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go into Seesaw. Yes, you can watch the video again, but I'm going to show you where your questions are, because you're going to have some questions. All right, so it says here, what did the Navajo code talkers do to help our country? So you need to tell me what they helped with our country. So you're going to press the T. You can type it. So you're going to press the T and then put your answer down here. And then when you're done, you're going to press the green check mark. So the Navajo code talkers, let me give you a little bit of background, Maddox, of what we did yesterday, okay? So I'll read it to you, okay? So we actually have our assignment here. So I'm going to read this to you, or you're going to listen, okay? It's only a minute and 58 seconds, so we're going to listen to it.
The Navajo code talkers. The Navajo are a group of American Indians that mostly live in Arizona and New Mexico.
Maddox.
The Navajo code talkers were 400 Navajo Marines who fought in World War II. The code talkers used the Navajo language to create a code. This code helped the military keep Marines, sailors, and soldiers safe. The code allowed the military to ask for help, move troops, or get supplies without the enemy being able to understand the message, because no one else knew the Navajo language on which it was based. The Navajo code talkers went through basic training, like every other Marine at Camp Pendleton in San Diego, California. The first group of code talkers began their training in 1942. They created the code and recorded it in a code book. The Navajo code talkers used the book to practice at Camp Pendleton, but the book did not go with them when they went to war. They had to memorize the code. If the code book fell into the enemy's hands, the code would be useless. The code used common Navajo words in place of military words. The word tank was replaced with the Navajo word for turtle. In the Battle of Iwo Jima, the code talkers sent and received more than 800 messages without a single mistake. The Navajo code talker was used in World War II the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Because the code was kept a secret, no one except the people who served with them knew about the special work these Navajo Marines had done. In 2001, that changed. The code talkers were awarded the Congressional Gold Medal for their service. In Window Rock, Arizona, there is a monument to the Navajo code talkers.
So we saw the monument. Did you see that gold, almost like bronze color monument? That's the monument from, because it's actually in the video where you can see it, it's in Arizona, almost like in the desert, because Arizona is basically a desert place. And so they have the monument somewhere where you can go and stop and look and see the monument that's dedicated to the Navajo code talkers. That's not where, well, mostly some of them live in Arizona and New Mexico. So those are the two states that have the most Native Americans culture. And so they live right there. And so they dedicated it and put that statue there so they can actually see it too. So we're going to go ahead and go into Seesaw and complete that activity, okay? And you may watch the video if you like, okay?